Welcome to another installment of Dishing It with Dan. Today, some of you may know my next guest. He is our current board president, Mr. Kevin Sullivan. Mr. Sullivan, thanks for joining me today.
Yeah, thank you. Cheers.
I appreciate you coming out. We got a little Chardonnay was your drink of choice. So just so you know, this is La Crema.
Mm-hmm.
This is the most sold wine we have here at the club. It's amazing.
So truth be told, I have an ulterior motive for being here.
Okay.
I'm getting sick and tired of hearing Matt Saggio brag about all of his views and beating everybody.
Yeah.
So I'm really here to encourage the membership to view mine more than Saggio's. So
Okay.
Stop talking about it.
It's actually a weird, underground competition between all of them. It's a lot of trash talking going on. So
Well, let's
I think
put
it's
an end to it.
You got fantastic. That's great. So, how long have you been here at the club?
A little over 6 years. So I moved here September of 2016
From where?
from New Jersey.
New Jersey.
I wanted to get out of the grind up in the Northeast, like many people
Yeah.
that are in Charlotte, and it was a different time then where there were a lot of houses on the market. So we looked at. I knew I wanted to be on a country club, so we looked at almost every country club in Charlotte. And to give you to demonstrate how different of a time it was, there were 25 homes for sale in BCC at the time.
Wow. That's crazy.
So my wife and I, May, came down. We have two daughters, we're 14 months apart. We came down with our oldest, Kennedy, while Meg was, what would have been, 8 months pregnant or 6 months pregnant at the time. And you can imagine looking at homes here in August, how hot it was.
Oh, yeah.
So we looked at a bunch of different clubs. We knew that this was the right place for us. Looked at a bunch of homes in Valentine Country Club and finally decided that. Yeah.
Nice.
And the same weekend that I moved down, I played my first courtesy round here and ended up joining the very next day.
What do you think set us apart from the other clubs that you viewed in the area? What was the pull for you? Family, golf?
I love knowing that we just had our first, we were about to have our second. I knew that I wanted to find a place that was family friendly, but also, when I walked out here, I thought everything looked beautiful. And when you have one of those feelings that, this is the place for me, that's how I felt at Valentine, which was only confirmed, after my first day here, the first courtesy round that I had where I met folks, Doug and Sean, who've been now friends since being here.
That's part of being with the club, right? You help to make those camaraderies and friendships.
And to this day, that's one of the best things I find about Valentine in terms of the membership. We're surrounded by really fun and cool people.
Yeah.
Right? A lot of people have come from different areas, and so they're more than willing to and welcoming to people. We moved down here not knowing a single person.
Wow.
So we're incredibly grateful for the people that we've met and the friends that we have.
Now, what made you first want to become part of the board? Let's start there.
I think a lot of folks that are still members know, and maybe some new members don't. We went through a very interesting time about 2 years into my membership, where there was a contemplation of a sale of this club, and so for all those reasons why I said I wanted to move to Valentine, I love Valentine, I became very fearful of losing Valentine in the way that it was.
Right.
The type of person I'm, rather than be critical of others for making decisions on the board, I thought, once it was determined that we're not going to sell, which was obviously the best move, I said, I'm not going to sit on the sidelines and play Monday morning quarterback. And
right.
So, I wanted to create a place that would be, good for my kids to grow up.
Of course. Now, for the future of what you see as the new board president, what would you like to see your term entail as far as the progression, or as what we're calling the level up process for the club itself? I mean, we just came out of a $4.5 million renovation, and I know there's much more coming down the pipeline. What do you want your legacy to look like?
So I think, and it's not just my legacy, I've been very fortunate to have very good fellow board members, both on the prior board and on the current board. So we've been really lucky, and I'm really proud of the stuff that we have done together. Initially, when I joined the board, one of the most important things to me was membership. So I chaired the membership committee because no club can thrive without a vibrant membership.
100%, yeah.
And we needed to bring membership up in order to put money back in the club. You mentioned the renovation. None of that could have been done without membership.
100%.
So now we find ourselves at a great place with a lengthy wait list. So if you talk about my legacy, I think that to me is first and foremost. I think we collectively as a board have done a really good job in terms of membership. Because without that, we wouldn't be where we are. And next, you talk about level up, right? Now we've become, as you know, a club with a wait list, a $50,000 initiation club. And with that, we are trying to pivot, no longer focusing on bringing in members, but rather pivoting engagement and member value.
Right.
So, when we talk about level up, it entails the dining experience, and we really want the food and beverage experience to be top notch. We talk about the golf course. We really want this golf course to be top notch.
Sure.
So working with the Golf and Greens Committee on things like that. When we talk FAC, we want family and kid experience to be top notch. So we are with the money and the membership that we have, we're using that to frankly be a bit more demanding. Do you feel it?
Not at all.
The team here, right? To ensure that the members are getting the value that they deserve.
Nice. What's your handicap?
Oh, I don't even.
God, come on.
Right now, it is the highest it's ever been. It's an 11, I think.
11. Okay.
Which makes me prime for the member guest that's coming up in 2 weeks.
So I know Mr. Sexton runs around talking about how great of a golfer he is. I mean, is he the best at the club?
No, not.
Would he say that?
No. So partner, he is the best when him and I play the member.
Okay.
We'll leave it at that.
Well, that's a good start. Well, I mean, it's been a great, pleasure working with you. I mean, I talked with you when you were on membership, and of course, you guys use the club a ton, and we greatly appreciate all that.
Yeah.
Hopefully, people drop some more comments. We'll get you back on here, and we'll answer some of their questions. But I really appreciate you coming out and joining us today. And as always, thank you for watching the podcast. We appreciate all the sponsorships and everyone coming out to join us and just hanging out with us. And keep an eye open for the next edition of Dishin' It with Dan. And we'll all talk soon. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.